Pokemon! I know everyone loves Pokemon, and what better crossover to do with Magic the Gathering, right? I'm beginning with the Gen 1 starters or the Kanto starters and going from there. Let me know what you think. With the first three, we have Bulbasaur. It's a 1/1 green plant beast. Costs 1 green. It taps to add 1 green, and it's got an ability Sweet Scent. Makes it so whenever Bulbasaur becomes tapped, you gain a life. Bulbasaur as a magic card was kind of fun to me. It's just a little whippersnapper that seems to want to mind its own business, soak up the sun, and grow the flower on its back. So while it's gaining energy in the realms of magic, it'll do so by adding green mana to our mana pool. It's also going to use its Sweet Scent ability to gain some life as it becomes tapped as well. Nothing like a sugary aroma to boost your life force. Charmander is a 2/1 red lizard, costs 1 red. It's got haste and ember, so you tap and Charmander does 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So Charmander's evolutionary line is the most obvious in my opinion. It's basically just a normal lizard dragon creature thing that starts small and gets big. It's got haste, as a lot of little red creatures do, so it can basically attack immediately, or you can use its fledgling ember ability to deal a small amount of damage to a creature or planeswalker. Charmander does burn the crap out of characters in the anime after all, and aren't we all planeswalkers in the end? Squirtle! So 1/2 blue turtle, costs 1 and a blue, has hexproof and bubble, so whenever Squirtle enters the battlefield, you tap a creature with power 2 or less. Squirtle's line was the hardest for me to do anything with. I felt like turtles and hexproof are kind of a given, so I went with that. But I also wanted to show off some of their other great abilities that water turtles should have. Bubble usually paralyzes in the Pokemon TCG, so I went with something a little similar. Tapping a creature is almost Magic's equivalent of paralyzation, and Bubble isn't a very strong water move, so it can only tap something small right now. Kind of fun little guy. Now it's time to evolve. Ivysaur is a 2/2 black-green plant beast. Costs 2 black-green. You can tap Ivysaur to add 1 mana of any color, and it has Leech Seed. Whenever Ivysaur becomes untapped, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain a life equal to the life lost this way. Still cultivating its flower, Ivysaur has the ability to tap for any color of mana now that its flower is budding, showing off more of its potential. The Leech Seed ability allows you to steal life from opponents, similar to how it is in the video game series. It's not that much, but it starts to add up fast. Charmeleon 3/2 red lizard costs 1 red. It's got haste and flamethrower, so you can pay 1 and a red, and Charmeleon gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Getting a bit more aggressive, Charmeleon gains flamethrower or a fire-breathing ability. Getting larger and larger the more mana you can put into it. Pretty mean with haste as well. This dude will mow over any in its path. Not as powerful as it could be, of course, but keep in mind it can still evolve. Wartortle is a 3/3 blue turtle, costs 3 blue. It's got hexproof and withdraw, so at the beginning of your upkeep, you may tap Wartortle. If you do, you draw a card. Now continuing with the shell, of course, Wartortle has hexproof once again, giving it an upper hand. You can also make the choice to withdraw and draw a card instead of using it to attack or block, showing that it just withdraws into its own shell to gather battle data, aka drawing cards for us. Wartortle's Pokédex entry also claims that it is said to live 10,000 years. Its furry tail is a popular symbol for longevity. So the longer we keep it tapped, the more cards and knowledge we gain. I thought that was kind of clever. Shout out to my wife for helping me on that one. And now what you've all been waiting for, the grand finale with the final 3 evolutions. Venusaur is a 4/4 black-green plant beast, costs 3 black-green, has Death Touch and Trample, and Solar Beam. So at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you choose one. Venusaur gets +0/+5 in Defender until your next turn, and then you draw a card. And it also has Destroy Target Enchantment or Creature with Flying and opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. Now you can only choose one of those during your turn. Big chonky boy Venusaur is great. I wanted to show off the poison typing again by adding in Death Touch. It's lost its ability to add mana because it's no longer cultivating its flower. It's bloomed and ready to be put to use. And what better use than Solar Beam? Solar Beam famously has to charge up in-game, and I showcase that here with its ability. You can either charge it up or let her fly. While charging, Venusaur gains some defense and some battle data and card draw. But if you want to let it fly, it'll destroy an enchantment or a flyer just like that. Sniped right out of the air. You lose life equal to the mana value, but it's a small price to pay for such a cool ability. Charizard. It's a 4/3 red dragon now. 2 red. Flying, haste. It's got Flare Blitz, so you pay 1 red, and Charizard gets +1/+0 until end of turn. I'm gonna be honest with this one. It seems lackluster, and I kept trying to make it more interesting, but at the end of the day, it's just a big dumb dragon. Now, I say that in a very loving and caring way. When I say big dumb green creatures to Magic players, they immediately get the point. And I super love big dumb creatures, especially dragons. So a classic dragon with a classic dragon ability really showcases who Charizard is, even though it is a little bit boring. He's hot, he's fast, and he's fun. Blastoise is a 3/6 blue turtle, costs 4 blue. It's got hexproof, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card. It's got Hydro Pump, so whenever Blastoise attacks or blocks, up to 2 target creatures each get -5, -0 until end of turn. The chunky turtle itself, Blastoise, bigger and badder than ever. On your upkeep, you'll draw a card just for having it out. It must have gained a lot of wisdom from being an old Wartortle. And of course, you can't forget its massive cannons. I took inspiration from Hydro Surge on this one, blasting its foes with water whenever it attacks or blocks, and it does have 2 guns, so making 2 creatures lose power seemed like the right choice. I wanted to bend the color pie a bit and make its cannons deal actual damage, but it seems too red to be put on the turtle, you know? And Magic players in here will get that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this little installment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss your weekly dose of Magic. To support this channel, visit the TCGplayer affiliate link in the description below. And if you want to support the channel directly, visit patreon.com/ManfredPlusMagic. As a patron, you'll have access to the community Discord where you can talk with myself and other friends about all things Magic. And you'll find even more benefits for each tier, starting at $1 as a copper.